Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, Tanzi, Scano, hello. If this is your first time here with me at Moonstarlodge, welcome. And if it's your 15th time here, welcome back. We are an indigenous lodge of 40 years strong, specializing in indigenous spirituality, arts, and education. And I'm a licensed wedding officiant and moderator at Wolf Island Indigenous Charity. My partner, Brian, is the filmmaker extraordinaire and keeps me in line. Doesn't keep me from swearing, but he keeps me in line. I'm filming this on the weekend just as we're about to upload it for the next week. Brian doesn't like me to mention that day, but this is in fact going up on Sunday the 4th in a few minutes for the week of the 5th through the 11th. I had a terrible night. I don't feel well, and I was going to kind of skip this week because frankly, it's Labor Day weekend and we're supposed to be resting, but Spirit is insistent that I bring these messages to you today. And so when I pulled the cards, I think I understand what this message is. A couple of weeks ago, I spoke about the moon cycle that we're in. We're in the second quarter, the waxing of setting sun woman, the grandmother of the 9th moon cycle. And she is bringing us to the time of the veil, where the veil begins to get very thin. In other earth-based religions and spiritual traditions, when the veil is thin, the ancestors come forward, and I think that's where the insistence in me bringing the message comes this week. I want to remind you, because it's been a couple of weeks since I spoke about this grandmother, so I'm going to read to you what she's about. She is the keeper of tomorrow's dreams and goals, the guardian of the needs of the next 7 generations, the mother of the proper use of will, the will to live, the will to survive, and our willpower. She is the keeper of Mother Earth's resources and the guardian of preservation. She teaches us how to preserve and use our resources without wasting anything, how to prepare for tomorrow by planning today, making and meeting goals, how to show concern, dependability, and compassion through the way we live, how to properly use our wills, using our intentions to provide for future generations. She teaches us how to live the truth. Her full moon comes on next Saturday, September 10th at 5:59 a.m. moving towards the full moon on September 25th, or the new moon. Did I say full moon? Whatever. New moon on September 25th. And that grandmother is Weaves the Web, grandmother Spider Woman. So this next few weeks comes at the point when we actually enter autumn equinox during the last quarter of setting sun woman. So she is propelling us to the time of equal day and equal night. So the veil is thinning. I'm really, really aware of it. And I just wanted to remind you of this. So I'm going to ask Brian to drop the camera and show you the cards that we're using. The Wandering Soul Oracle, Shaman's Dream for the shaman representation. The Raven cards, because they're just really, really noisy this week. Earth Alchemy Oracle Wandering Moon Tarot, which came with this one, the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and Native Spirit by Denise Lynn. I had the Wandering Echo out, which is the alternate major arcana for the Wandering Moon. We dowsed, and that was a no, not necessary this week. So I'm going to move these carefully, trying not to mess with my layout here. These are the 7 cards from the Wandering Moon Tarot. This is from Denise Lynn's deck, Native Spirit. This is from the Raven cards by Gabby Booker. This is from the Wandering, that's the Wandering Soul. Sorry, this is the Wandering Soul. This is Shaman's Dream. This is from Star Codes, and these two are from Earth Alchemy. There is another code another card here from the Shaman's Dream, which popped out. And although we doused that it wasn't part of the reading, Spirit asked me to speak to it anyway, because it's sort of a tangential thing. All right, so let's just focus right now on the story that these 7 tarot cards say. They all came upright. All of them, except 2, are major arcana. These 2. And we start with the High Priestess. So, yeah, this is great energy. This is our significator card. We are pulling in the energies of our intuition. We are working with Setting Sun Woman, our guides, teachers, angels, archangels, spirits of the highest and best intention, the ascended masters, the keepers of spiritual truth. In fact, one of the cards here speaks to Atlantis. So this is Thoth and the ancient Egyptian concepts. This looks like a very Egyptian portrayal here of the High Priestess. And Hermes Trismegistus and the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So this is ancient knowledge, tapping into ancientness, the ancientness of the moon, our intuition. Being able to walk as a shaman, I see from my perspective as a practicing shaman that the High Priestess is very much a shamanic walker between the worlds. So we are connecting with Source in a very deep, powerful, important way. And we are looking at this moon from a different perspective as the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about stepping back, observing the world from the perspective of a different perspective. Looking at things differently, changing one's perspective. So the information that we're bringing in, we need to just step back and be the observer from a different perspective. Because this information relates to our hopes and dreams, it looks as if we need to be looking at how we get to our objectives, our hopes and dreams from a different perspective. Deeply, deeply important message here. The only card that is kind of a warning in a good way is the 4 of Mirrors. Or sorry, the 4 of Moons. What am I saying? The 4 of Moons. This is the same as the 4 of Cups, which if you think of the Rider-Waite image is a person sitting by a tree. 3 of their cups have spilled or are emptied, and there's a hand reaching out to offer a 4th cup, and the person is so looking inward, they don't see Spirit offering that cup. We have to grab for that cup, and this indicates here not choosing to follow an old tape and loop, an old way of going after the hopes and dreams that we have. This is where this new perspective card is really important, because this is a week of downloads. Whether you want them or not, they're there. Your setting sun woman ideal of the right use of will and our free will. It is our free will to choose to work with this energy. But my goodness, what a waste if we don't. That's my personal perspective here. We have the Lover's card. The Lover's card is the connection between two people. It's the connection of our yin and yang, our right brain, our left brain, our relationship with us and source. It is the unifying change, changing if we are disconnected. It is a choice. Change is choice. Choice is change. So here we're moving. This is quite the story. To the Three of Stars. The Three of Stars is the Three of Pentacles. And this is about working collectively with the people that we choose to bring into our dream, bring into our intuition, bring into the creation of our hopes and dreams. Why? Because the world is ours. It's the end of a karmic cycle. Whatever you're establishing here is so profound, so very profound. I'm getting chills just speaking of this today. So let's look at the clarifying cards. I pulled them backwards. I don't normally do that, but this was just the automatic thing to go around the circle in a counterclockwise direction. So I'm going to speak to the Raven card. Your heart is a treasure trove, not some smelly sewer. Ouch. The Raven has called that one. The Raven is our call to the shaman, as are crows and ravens, the corvids. Even blue jays, which are in the corvid family, ask us to pay attention to them, pay attention to their message. Look at how many times we have heart here in this reading. This is the heart of the matter. This is our soul journey. This is karmic, kids. It's karmic. We have to remain vulnerable. And it's very hard to remain vulnerable if we are in the meh place. We have to be vulnerable to be open to spirit, and that's trust. Trusting in the divine law here. We also, from the shamanic perspective, have to have the eyes of eagle, not just the boldness of crow and shaman to go into the dream time and to cross the parallel realities, but to have the eyes of eagle and rise above the fray. And it happens to sit above this Four of Mirrors. We have to be observant. We have to see that extra cup there is to grab, that extra moon there is orbiting our life. Excuse me. This other card came out. And this is an important thing that ties in with the vulnerability. It's repairing the veil. It's forgiveness. I mentioned that it is the time where the veil thins. We will not hear our ancestors. We will not hear spirit fully and completely if we do not express forgiveness. We can forgive for our benefit. We don't ever have to have anything to do with those people who have caused us pain, but in forgiving, we give us the vibrational rising above that allows us to connect with all those guides and teachers that are downloading this information. So while I asked Brian to douse if this was to be included, he said no. Spirit said, explain it. Just explain it. We come to the astrological card, and sometimes this deck gives us a particular planet, as it has done here, Venus, the beloved, or it gives us a moon sign, or it gives us an astrological position on the astrological wheel. But today it's Venus. Venus is the planet of love. It is the card that came out above the lovers. It is about the vulnerability. Here's that heart image again. This is about knowing that the universe is sending all the love it has for us. We are part of that vibration. There is no separateness. So Venus is a planet to study this week, to find out about. Have a look at where Venus is in your astrological chart and know that that energy is being pulled into the reading for this week, from the 5th until the 11th. Finally, we have these 3 cards. I haven't touched upon this one yet. I just moved it here to get it in the reading. Here's the one card that came out. Again, I always seem to want to pull one card and 2 come. So that deck is telling me something. It's emerald as a gemstone and milk thistle. It's heal the healer. It is the soul's truth. It is Atlantis. It is the emerald tablets of Thoth. The Atlantean, Thoth the Atlantean, was also known as Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes is also Mercury in the other god cultures. So this is ancient stuff. This is part of this karmic journey. Nuamite and Black Dahlia. This is the void. This is ego shattering, soul fragments, and emptying. So you are trusting here. You're being vulnerable. You're trusting with the eyes of ego that you can do the healing of the healer, that you can be a beloved, that you can connect and be protected. The final card struck me very powerfully. It's from Denise Lynn's deck, Native Spirit. It's the Freedom Horse. This Freedom Horse is going to be the entity, the totem, that keeps us from falling back, avoiding looking at new perspectives. Freedom Horse asks us to dance, to go wildly, to reframe our journey. If you think about it, the ancient peoples, the Mongolians, the ancient indigenous peoples on North America were made free to be able to move through their journeys, to get the commodities they needed to live, to integrate with other tribes and other peoples with this horse. This spirit horse is very, very powerful. You'll find this spirit horse in the Viking runes. You will find this spirit horse in most forms of divination, because the spirit of this horse is asking you to dance like no one is watching, to be free, to build the energy, to ramp up the energy that you're going to need, and the power of this totem to get you through all this karmic week. Spirit has said to me through this reading that there's something very powerful about this full moon to carry us through, not just to the end of this. You can flip the camera, Brian. This isn't just about energy to carry us through this moon cycle until the 25th, but to carry us through to the end of the year. And probably, since it's karmic in nature, beyond that. There's a stripping away of the bullshit, pardon my swearing, But there's a stripping away of that. It's just, you're just free of it. You're pulling up the energy to be free of it. Now, I know this reading won't necessarily resonate to everyone, but it's the building of a theme that has been touched upon by Spirit over the last several readings I've done on Instagram, the real short ones, and the one for this weekend. I had no idea that it was going to be quite this direct in terms of where most of us collectively, this is the collective reading, this is what it is, most of us have powers and opportunities because of the moon cycle we're in, because the next grandmother weaves the web is totally, incredibly powerful. All grandmothers are powerful. It's just that the direction she's taking us to interconnect us all again, to help right some of the trauma in the world, to create a complex weaving together of things that have seemed out of bounds and out of sorts now for 6 or 7 years. I'm quite looking forward to this time. It's very much, as Judith Pintar speaks of, the times of winds and changes. So, as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I answer everybody. If you care to send me a coffee down on the coffee platform, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. I'm on Instagram for short readings twice a week and on YouTube once a week. I am doing private readings again after Thanksgiving, and so people are booking ahead. If you wish to, contact me and I'll give you that protocol. In the meantime, we have the Bay Studio Tour coming up on the 1st and 2nd of October, and that's a powerful weekend for us, and we hope to see you here in our studio. To all of you, I offer my blessings. Kichi miigwech, niaoe, aho.